You know how when you figure it's too cold out to have plants shipped to you? And that's the time that you suddenly find a plant that's been on your wish list for a really long time. And typically you even find two of them. And then Miro tells you that you really need to have this plant in your collection. And then you'd research another plant, and Doug Chamberlain says that this is a really good plant and it's really easy and everybody should have it in their collection. And you realize that all your plans about not ordering plants during the cold just went out the window. So the first new plant up in this episode is this Hoya patella, pink. I don't have any Hoyas that have that bell-shaped campanulate bloom. And recently, Miro just posted a video that said you have to stop what you're doing, go out and buy this plant. And well, I'd already preempted that and had one on order. So Miro, to je vaša greška. I don't know much about growing this yet. It seems a little thin leaf, but not really. But it's survived its cold weather shipping. It's put out a little bit of new growth reluctantly. It was not happy about being shipped then, but then I wouldn't be happy about spending a couple days in a box in the cold either. So we'll wait and see how this goes. But right now he's looking happy, and we'll see if Miro's recommendation lives up to all the hype. Hoya patella, pink. The next new kid on the block is this Hoya OB Cordada. And I had seen it at one point and thought it was really cool and thought the blossoms were really neat, really nice, really neat, whatever. And I wrote it down on my wish list because I actually have a paper wish list. I'm old and I like to do things like that. And you can't beat the feeling of actually drawing a line through something that was on your wish list. So I found this as a single node 2-leaf cutting. And I usually don't like to do that because I've had mixed experiences with some people's cuttings. But I did my little mini greenhouse. So it's a plastic cup with some pon and a glass yogurt cup. And this is like a 6-ounce, 10-ounce solo cup. Makes a perfect little greenhouse for rooting for a while, because if it does really well, it's going to outgrow it. But this put out roots that I could see in just a couple of days. Nice fuzzy little roots. And that's above the pond. So I'm thinking there's much more going on below. I can't quite see anything yet, but we got fingers crossed on that one. And then in the last couple of days, it started putting out a new vine. So I'm very excited about this. The funny thing is I can't really remember what it looks like when it's growing. I can look it up on the internet. You can find anything there. Anything that you want to find there, you can find there. But I'm going to go with the fact that if it was neat enough for me to write it on my wish list, then it was something I wanted, and we're going to see how it grows. So a little bit of an experiment, but we'll keep you posted. Hoya OB Cordada. The next new kid in the past month is this Anthurium VTI. I'm experimenting with anthuriums. I have one of those good old-fashioned, what they call Dutch anthuriums, Anthurium andrianum, and it does really well for me. And so I thought I'd venture forth and try something a little bit out of the ordinary, just a little bit, because this is new territory. So of course I went and watched the expert, Kaylee Ellen, and she said that Hoya veitchii is tough as nails. I love you, Kaylee. So this is one of the ones I ordered. I've got a couple others coming, again, on her recommendation of them being tough. And we're going to see how this does. I've got it in an aeroidy kind of mix in an orchid pot. And is that a root? No, that's just a piece of So it's not a root that far already. But I'll keep you posted on this one. It should be fun. The leaves look really interesting. I think this is the one they occasionally call the king anthurium because the leaves get large and they have abs. So it's good that one of the two of us does. Anthurium VTI. You know, the olives are only here for the fiber. The next plant, next new kid on the block, is this Hoya undulata. And like everyone else, if you like these kind of leaves, the first time you saw undulata, you went, I need one of those. And then you find out they can be finicky, and they can sometimes be problematic. And I heard that they don't like to have their roots messed with, and they like to be warm, and they like to be... And, you know, I'm not a professional greenhouse. I can do what I can do. But I found this one online, and the leaf was so beautiful. I thought, I'm going to try it. And the price, usually these are insanely expensive, but the price on this one was very reasonable. And I had dealt with the seller before, and she's really great to work with. So I thought, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. And as usual, she was really great to work with. She got it packaged up, she shipped it out, and it sat in the Houston post office for 8 days in the cold. So even the heat pack that I purchased was not going to help with that situation. And then I found out that Houston mail hub is just a disaster and a cluster event anyway. So, but the seller was really great. I didn't need to have the plant replaced. It arrived after 10 days shipping time in one of the coldest weeks in February. And it settled in. I put it into pond because that's what I like. And in the last week, it's put out a new leaf. And there's a new little bit of growth over here. And I'm really excited because if the rest of the leaves come in looking like these, this has the potential to be a really interesting plant if I can give it what it is it wants. Hoya undulata. It was labeled as Borneo, but they all come from Borneo, so I don't think that really narrows it down much. But Hoya undulata. The next one that arrived in February is Hoya lockii, and this is the white one. There's a white one and a yellow one available, and I have another thin-leafed Hoya that does kind of yellowish, orangish blossoms, so I thought, let's just go for plain old white. And so, again, this one traveled. It's a thin-leafed Hoya. It traveled in some of the colder weeks, but it got here fairly quickly, and I got it settled into pond. And it started to put out new growth. I believe these two and this one are the original leaves, the ones it showed up with, and that these two are new, and that new vine there is coming in. So I'm hoping it does as well as my multiflora, which I'm looking over there because that's where the multiflora lives, and he's still in bloom this week. So you've got, do that, okay? I'm hoping for beautiful white blossoms, easy growing. I'm hoping for it to grow the way my multiflora does. That would be very good. So again, if it doesn't, this is another Miro blame thing. I'm gonna, this was his idea. I'd had nothing to do with this. He just said you had to get it, and so we always do what Miro says. And the last new kid on the block is this Hoya nickelsonier New Guinea Ghost. This is the second New Guinea Ghost I've tried. The first one, I found a nice little plant at a pretty good price, and I ordered it, and it came to my house, and it moved into a self-watering pot with pon, and then scale started to appear. Scale that hadn't been there before. And so we decided he was not going to be able to play with the other plants. We were going to keep him. He was going to have time out. He was going to have Hoya time out. And the royal we, I tried alcohol on the scale. I tried Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew on the scale. I tried systemics, which are still in the reservoir. Not sitting there, but the nutrient solution with the systemics is in the reservoir. Or in that reservoir, not this one. There's another story with this one. Or in that reservoir, and there's no new scale on the new leaves, but he's still in timeout. So I thought, I didn't think he was going to make it. And I'm not going to deal with scale. It's just not going to go there. So I ordered another one. Thought, okay, he has issues. We've all got issues. We've all got baggage. He's got his. That doesn't mean I have to deal with it. So I ordered another one, and it was a nice little plant, healthy little plant. It showed up, again, came through the cold weather, got settled in, got all happy. And then after about a week, I looked at it and I thought, what? And there was a whole line of little orange bugs up the stems, clearly sucking on the sap. And we're not messing with this. So it got everything. And I've been treating it every couple of days. It looks like I treated it this morning, but it looks like somebody's back, and we'll address that shortly. It got a sulfur treatment this afternoon. It's got systemics in the water. It gets alcohol. When I see the little critters, I've been picking them off because they're large and they're not flat mites. They're large enough you can see them and grab them with tweezers. So we're going to hopefully get rid of this infestation. He's not allowed to play with the others, and I don't let the two New Guinea Ghosts play with each other either, because all I need is the two teaming up on me. But hopefully this is going to work, and we'll finally get a nice, healthy Hoya nickelsonier New Guinea Ghost. So thank you for joining me again this week for the week's end. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm having fun doing them. Meet me here again next Friday evening or afternoon, depending upon what time it is where you live. And we'll take a look at some more plants. I think next week may be some more new kids on the block, but we'll wait and see. We'll keep you posted and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching.